Alright, so I've been wanting to record this video for 2 weeks now. However, I had been sick, but also I just didn't have the time, work, etc. But let's do this. This is the games that I've been playing, or that I played, during the second quarter of 2024. Let's start right away. I didn't play as many games as I played in the first quarter, but then again, it makes sense, right? I've been doing other stuff. I honestly haven't played as much just because I don't feel like playing. Sometimes that happens. But also work. I've been getting more work, which is good, which is a good thing, I suppose. And yeah, I just haven't played as much, but I did play some games here and there, and what I play, I really enjoyed. So I'm going to mention the games that I played that I have digitally, either on my PS4, PS5, or on my Nintendo Switch. The first game that I'm going to mention is The 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. This is a game that had been on my radar for like 2 or 3 years, and I finally got it on sale, I think 2 years ago. Or last year, I don't remember. I just didn't get around to play it. And one day I was like, you know what? Let's finally get to it. And holy crap, I really like it. It's not my favorite game ever, but I really like it. The gameplay is fun. Like the actual combat is really fun. It's like this strategy-like game where you have to position your units, etc. It's really cool. I really like it. It has a lot of customization. It's really fun. The story, I'll be honest, I haven't finished the story, but it's really interesting. It's sci-fi, at least what I consider sci-fi at its best, and I like that the way it unfolds. You have some agency in how you choose to go for it, right? Because you choose which character you do first and which missions you do in order to unlock other characters, etc. So you have some degree of agency in how you experience the story. But what I like is that at least my experience has been that every single reveal has been, number one, shocking, but number two, not outlandish. Like, there hasn't been a reveal that I felt, oh, that doesn't make sense, or oh, that's too out there. And it's been great. So I really can't wait to go back and finish the story. I think I'm 60%, 70% done. I don't know, but really interesting. I really like the game. The soundtrack. Oh my god, the soundtrack. And doing some research, I found out that Hitoshi Sakimoto worked on this soundtrack. If you don't know who that is, he's the composer for Final Fantasy XII. So that makes a lot of sense because Final Fantasy XII is sublime. The music in Final Fantasy XII, I should say, is incredible. Regardless of what you think of the gameplay, the story, whatever, the characters, the music, even though it's not Uematsu, it's just so classy. I love the music in Final Fantasy XII, so seeing that he composed some of the tracks in that soundtrack, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That really makes a lot of sense. It's great. I point you out to Liu Xin. That one's really good. That one's really good. Vampire Survivors. What can I say about this game is, I haven't played a lot of games. Like I said before, I haven't played a lot of games. But what I've been playing, I've played a ton. And Vampire Survivor has been one of the biggest time dumps I've experienced in a while. It's so simple and it's so fun. It's great. It's just great. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Portal. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it as many times as necessary. Portal is one of the greatest games ever. It's one of the most incredible revelations in gaming I've had, and yeah, I suggest anyone to go and play Portal because it's beautiful. BioShock. I had never played a BioShock. I bought the collection on PlayStation 5. It was really cheap. It was like, what, $9 for BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite. And I was like, okay, this is a good deal. I started playing, not gonna lie, didn't get too far. In fact, I only did like the first 20 minutes. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't even be talking about this game because, like I said, I've only played like 20, 30 minutes. All I'm going to say is that that's all I've played. And the reason, by the way, the reason I didn't continue is not because I didn't enjoy it. No, that's not the reason. It's because other games came out, which I'm going to discuss in a moment. But those 30 minutes were like, holy crap. I get it, because I know that BioShock is one of the internet darlings. And holy crap, the atmosphere, just the atmosphere in those 30 minutes, it's incredible. I can't wait to get back into it. And finally, I played, again, another game that I got really, really cheap, the Talos Principle and its DLC, Road to Gehenna, whatever. Gehenna, I don't know how to say that, but it's really, 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 really good. I like the puzzles. There were only 2 puzzles that I had to look for, that I had to look the solution for, because it was like, holy crap. I didn't get all the stars. Because I didn't want to be following like a walkthrough or videos every single time. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna find whatever I can find on my own. I found like 10, 15 stars, maybe less than that. That's not a lot, I know, but that's what my intelligence allowed me to find. It's great. The rest of the puzzles, I completed all of them, no problem. I did release the angels. Gabriel and Samael. I think those were the names. I really, really like this game. Rarely, if ever, has a game really forced me to question my existence. And I know that the philosophy being by the way, I'm no philosopher, I'm no expert, I'm not literate in that so what I'm going to say is probably going to sound very ignorant. But I know that the philosophy being displayed in this game is not like incredibly deep, not academic deep, but it really, really, there were some questions and some of the lines in the game that made me like, holy crap. Especially there's this scene where the serpent in the system, it's questioning you, and it gives you the results of your personality, right? And I don't know if these answers are, if you always get the same answer, but holy crap, I was like, wow. It really forced me to question myself, like, oh my god, like, is that really me? Am I really in that constant state of contradiction with my thoughts? Wow, that's incredible. I don't know. I really, really enjoyed it. If it's not apparent, I really, really enjoyed my time with this game. I really liked the puzzles. I thought it was masterful. The design of some of these puzzles, the world, the level design, it was just great. I was especially blown away by the puzzles where you had to use the recorder, where you record yourself doing some actions and then you play it and you have to then play along with your recording. That was just incredible. Holy crap. I start thinking about the thought process, the people designing this game and the thought process, and I'm like, holy crap, these people are geniuses. Or maybe I'm just stupid, but I don't know. It was great. It was great. Okay, so on the Nintendo Switch, I played 3 other games on the Nintendo Switch, but I'm going to keep one for last because I have a story to share about that one. I played Metroid Dread. I finally 100%ed this game. I finished it like 4 times because I went and finished it in easy mode, and then I finished it in hard mode, and then I decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to finish it in less than 4 hours to get the pictures, etc. So I did all that. I finally did it. All I have to say is that Metroid Dread is one of my favorite games of all time, and I will probably play this game until I die because it is that damn good. I've always said that I have 5 franchises that are my most favorite ones: Final Fantasy, the Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger, the Nier games, the Souls games, and the Kingdom Hearts games. After a lot of deliberation, I have decided that we should add the Metroid franchise to this list. because Metroid Dread is just, and I love Super Metroid, and I love Metroid Fusion, and last year I was blown away by Metroid Prime, and holy crap, I cannot wait for Metroid Prime 4, and I hope there's like a remaster of Metroid Prime 2 and 3 on the Switch, or on the new console, whenever it's coming. I love Metroid, and this game especially, holy crap. I also continued my journey to 100% Super Mario 3D World. I haven't gotten there yet, but it's going. This is such a great game, such a fun game. On the PlayStation 3, I played, to celebrate its 10th year anniversary, Dark Souls 2. Yes, this is my original copy. I got this 10 years ago when it came out. I love Dark Souls 2. I know that's controversial. I know that's a hot take in the Souls community, but I think that Dark Souls 2 is so good. In fact, I think that my first video, speaking to a camera, was me defending this game. Me talking about 5 things that I think are great about Dark Souls 2. And yeah, I love Dark Souls 2. What can I say? I thought I hadn't played it since 2017, 18, something like that. So it had been a while, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Not gonna lie, the first few hours I was just trying to get accustomed to the game again. But when it happened, and I loved it, and I went and I did all the DLC again, and I love Dark Souls 2. It's such a great game. I can see why there is a lot of hate, but personally, I really, really enjoyed Dark Souls 2. Next game that I played I played Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, and part of the base game. I have shared all my thoughts about Shadow of the Erdtree on another video, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. All I'm going to say is that it's great. It's worth your money. Go play it. If you enjoy Elden Ring, you're going to love Shadow of the Erdtree. On the PlayStation 4, I played Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. I'm replaying all the Kingdom Hearts games. I have been replaying them for the past couple of years, and I'm finally at the end of the road, let's say, and I'm playing Dream Drop Distance. And holy shit, I really like this game. The one thing that sometimes I wish was not a thing was the drop mechanic, where you switch, where you are forced to switch between Sora and Riku. But other than that, I really, really enjoy this game. I like the spirit mechanic, the Pokemon. I enjoy the combat because it's similar to Birth by Sleep without being Birth by Sleep. I enjoy the world. The levels are so... especially when you compare them with the Dark Souls, with Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, the levels are so open, they're so big, they're so extensive, they're really, really nice. I really like this game. The music's awesome, but Shimomura is a goddess as always. But I especially like the story. This is Riku's story. And it's glorious, and I really, really love it. Next is I played Final Fantasy XVI, The Rising Tide. That was the last piece of DLC content for Final Fantasy XVI. I really, 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 really enjoyed it. I've been wanting to make a video review of Final Fantasy XVI, but to be honest, I make these videos for me. I make these videos for fun. I don't expect anything to come out of these videos. I don't want to become like a YouTuber. I don't want to have become famous because of this or anything like that. I literally record these videos and you know, the consistency, it's telling. I record one video per year, sometimes 2 or 3, but yeah, I mean, I do this for myself to think, to share, to put my thoughts out loud about the games. If someone watches and enjoys, then that's great. However, Final Fantasy, being such a beloved franchise, but more importantly, being one of my favorite franchises. Like I mentioned before, it's one of my top 6 now. Probably the one at the top. I get nervous to talk about it. I don't know what it is, but I get nervous. Like I have had all these ideas to make videos about Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy. I recently replayed 1 and 2 and played 3 for the first time, and I plan on replaying 4 and 5 and playing 6 and I replayed 7, 8, and 9 a couple of years ago, and I played Rebirth, etc. And I want to make videos for each one of those, but I sit down and I get nervous because I don't want to insult them. And probably that's the biggest praise and the biggest show of respect that I can give these games. I don't want to insult them. I don't want my words to tarnish them. I don't want to say something stupid. I don't want to say, even though it's my personal opinion, even though it's my perspective, even though it's my interpretation, etc. I don't want to fuck it up. Basically, I don't want to fuck it up, and that's why I get nervous and I cower, and I become a coward, and I don't do them. But I think I'm going to muster the courage and do them at some point. Regardless, going back to the Rising Tide, I really like this expansion. I think it gave us more of what we have in the base game, but with a little bit more flavor. I love the story of Walias. I love the fight with Leviathan. It was pretty glorious. I loved the new form that you get when you unlock the Leviathan skill tree, the Ultima skill tree. It was great. Final Fantasy 16, I really like it. Not my favorite Final Fantasy by a mile, but definitely a great game on its own. Finally, on the PlayStation 5, I played Stellar Blade. Yes. I bought this game because she's hot. There, it's out there. I don't care. I really like the game. I think I really like the combo system. I like that you're doing combos, that you have to press buttons in certain order in order to change the combo that is being displayed. I enjoyed the beta and the burst mechanic. I really like the skills that you can do. I love the pairing. Initially, I thought that there was a delay, but then I found out that no, it was me trying to play like it was Sekiro or Dark Souls or something like that. As soon as I got the rhythm of the game, I got better. Like, I'm not gonna say that I am pairing everything 100% of the time, but I significantly improved. I completely 100%ed this game. I got the platinum and everything. I got all 3 endings. I did like 3 playthroughs. I still have to do a playthrough on hard mode, but honestly, it doesn't seem like something I would like to do, because apparently it's just more health and more damage. I played around a little bit with the boss rush mode. It's a great game. It's a really fun game. However, the story is trash. That's all I'm gonna say. And I don't like saying that things are good or bad. I like explaining why I like things or why I dislike things. But with that being said, the story in this game is trash, and the reason I say that is because there are so many events that are just there, that just happen, no reason. The story, I feel like it doesn't flow very well. I don't know. With that being said, considering that there's definitely going to be a sequel to this, because the endings heavily implying that there are going to be sequels, because we have to know what's going to happen with Mother Sphere and everything. I am willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, because I feel that some of the things that happen in this game are being placed there to have a payoff on later games. An example of this is there are like 2 or 3 occasions in the game where Adam alludes to the point that he knows Eve from before. So, or at least that's what I understood. So, like I said, I am willing to give the sequel a chance to improve, expand on some of the things that happen in this game. With that being said, I really think that this game is worth your time. It's really fun. It's just the right amount of challenge. I really like the variety of the enemies. There's a lot of different enemies in this game. I like the boss fights were great. I really like that you have to pay attention, that there's not a single boss that completely goes over the rules that are given to you at the very beginning. Like, the rules are there, and you dodge what can be dodged, you parry what can be parried, you use the special dodge movements in those moves that can be specially dodged, etc. It's really consistent. It's really good. And by the way, for being the first game, console, big AAA game produced by this company, I think this is a great effort. The music is just incredible. The music in this game, holy shit. Holy crap. It's a good game. It's a really good game. I think it's worth playing. I think it's worth at least checking out. It's not going to be anyone's favorite, I don't think. It's not going to be winning any Game of the Year awards, etc. But I think it's a really good action game. The last game that I am going to talk about, if you allow me, let me tell you a story. When I was a kid, I want to say 9 or 10 years old. This is 2002. No, actually a little bit older. 2003, 2004. Something like that. I know it's close to the release of the Nintendo DS. That's what I remember. And I'll tell you why. So, I didn't grow up with Nintendo. So, I live in a third world country. I didn't have access to a lot of it. I played video games as a child, but I played with my PlayStation 1. Here it is. This is my PlayStation 1, my first PlayStation 1. And I played burned games because that's what I had access to at the time. That's what I didn't have access to Nintendo consoles. I didn't grow up with Zelda, Mario, Metroid, all of those things. I didn't. So, but my mom, we were doing some shopping, whatever. And in one of the stores, they had this magazine. It was called Club Nintendo. For those of you who don't know, Club Nintendo was basically the Latin American equivalent to Nintendo Power in the US. And it was just there, and because I like games, I thought, Mom, can I get that magazine? Mom, can I get that magazine? And she bought it for me. And obviously I wasn't familiar with any of that. I mean, I knew who Mario was, but that was pretty much it, okay? And so 3 things stood out from that magazine. Number 1, they had this whole section dedicated to the release of the Nintendo DS. They were talking about all the specs, all the new tech that they were going to use, the dual screen, etc. So I remembered that. However, 2 games in particular stood out to me, and they were stuck in my mind for years. And when I say for years, I mean for years. The magazine had 2 sections. One dedicated to Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And another one dedicated to Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door. Now, when I tell you that I would read and read and read and read and read and reread and reread and reread and reread and reread the sections dedicated to Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and Paper Mario, I am understating it. I am completely selling it short. I would spend hours, and I mean hours after school, just flipping those pages and going back and just rereading them, something about those two games, Chain of Memories, the GBA version, and Paper Mario, something about them, I don't know why. This is the type of things that this is the type of emotional response that you just cannot explain. But they completely caught me. They had me in a trance. They for example, with Kingdom Hearts, I remember, because I like Disney at the time, I was a kid, and it was so magical but so mysterious and nostalgic. I was feeling nostalgia for something I didn't know. That's crazy. As a 12-year-old, 11-year-old, whatever I was at the time, that was crazy. And the same happened with this game. I would look at the pages, and I would look at the pictures and the character models, and I was in love. And I spent years, and I mean years, wanted to play these games. Like really wanted to play these games. In 2012, 2013, I had the opportunity of finally playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I played the PS2 version. I finally got into Kingdom Hearts, but so one of those games in the bucket list was finally fulfilled. Not with this one. Like I said, no access to Nintendo consoles, etc. And by the time that I could finally afford those kind of things, finding a GameCube was kind of difficult, etc. So it just didn't happen. Okay, it just didn't happen. Last year when they announced this game, I went crazy because it was my inner child rose again and was like, finally. I pre-ordered this game like oh my god, it was no hesitation. I just pre-ordered this game and I got it day one, and oh my god, I am so satisfied with this game. It is so great. It is so fun. I really like the style, the combat. I really like. I wish there was a little bit more strategy involved when it comes to the audience. That there were more instances of the audience interrupting attacks, but other than that, oh my god, I loved my time with this game. I really loved my time with this game. It's so funny, it's so quirky, the dialogue is great, the characters are great, the combat is great. I love the customization. I love the badge system that you can use to customize your character. You can play however you enjoy it, and there's basically no wrong way to customize your character. Probably there is, but I didn't find one. It has the right amount of challenge. By the way, the final boss really got me. The final boss, I had to. That was the only time where I had to. Okay. Let me respec. Let me reevaluate my build. But oh my god, I love this game. I really love this game. I'm right at the point when I'm trying to complete every single job, every single side quest, and I'm trying to 100% it, but oh my god, this is like a milestone in my life. I finally, after years and years, I was able to play the two games that entranced me, that completely captivated my mind and my 12-year-old imagination. And to me, there's no greater feeling than that. And those are the games that I played in the second quarter of 2024. I'll talk to you at the end of the third quarter of 2024 to see what games I played during that time. If for some reason you found yourself on this video and you watched to the end, thank you very much.